Once upon a time, in a quiet countryside, a clever fox roamed the fields in search of something delicious to eat. The sun was high in the sky, and after hours of wandering, the fox began to feel very hungry. His stomach growled, and his sharp eyes scanned the land for anything that might satisfy his appetite. As he trotted along a narrow path, he suddenly stopped. Just ahead, hanging from a vine, was a beautiful bunch of grapes. They were plump, round, and shimmered in the sunlight with a deep purple hue. Ah, what luck! A fine bunch of grapes, ripe and juicy. Just what I need to quench my thirst and fill my belly. But there was a problem. The grapes were hanging high on a strong vine, far above the fox's reach. He took a few steps back, sizing up the challenge. No matter, I am clever, swift, and strong. A little jump, and these grapes will be mine. He crouched low, tensed his muscles, and leaped into the air, but his paws swiped at nothing but air. The grapes remained untouched, dangling just out of reach. The fox landed back on the ground, shaking his head. Perhaps I didn't try hard enough. I'll jump higher this time. Again, he stepped back, took a deep breath, and leaped as high as he could. He stretched his neck, extended his paws, and missed again. The grapes were still hanging there, teasing him from above. Now, frustration began to creep into the fox's mind. He paced back and forth, looking for another way to reach them. Maybe if I get a running start? He backed up, sprinted forward with all his might, and leaped. But no matter how hard he tried, the grapes remained beyond his grasp. Breathing heavily, the fox sat down, staring at the unreachable prize. His stomach growled louder, but his pride stung even more. Perhaps these grapes are not as sweet as they seem. He narrowed his eyes, studying them again. Yes, they must be sour. Too sour for my taste. I wouldn't enjoy them anyway. With a huff, the fox turned his back on the grapes and walked away, his tail flicking behind him. Let some other fool waste their time on sour grapes. I have better things to do. And with that, he disappeared into the trees, convincing himself that he never truly wanted the grapes in the first place. As the fox walked away, a gentle breeze swayed the vine, causing the grapes to glisten under the sunlight. They remained as sweet and ripe as ever, untouched, but not at all sour. And so the fox walked away, not because the grapes were bad, but because he could not reach them. Rather than admit his failure, he chose to convince himself that they were not worth having at all. The lesson of the fox and the grapes is one that echoes through time. When people fail to get what they want, they often make excuses, pretending that they never wanted it in the first place. But deep down, the truth remains. The grapes were never sour, only out of reach. Instead of making excuses, let us learn to accept our limitations, work harder, and seek new ways to reach our goals. For only through perseverance can we truly taste the sweetness of success.